Hi, how are you?
Hi, Suzanne. Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just had
Where are you
another
call?
chat with a bunch of people, and so my brain is still back in another chat a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Same, same. Where are you
Sure.
calling from today?
I'm in southern Arkansas, a little town called Magnolia. We're kind of near Louisiana and Texas a little bit.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. How's the cold front coming your way? Is it you guys doing okay?
we had over a foot of snow last week, which normally we
Wow.
get like less than half an inch of anything. So it was
Wow.
quite interesting. Didn't lose power,
Wow.
thank goodness.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're safe and you're doing okay.
Yeah, thank you. Today it's
Yeah.
in the 60s, so it's all melting. So it's very
It's
strange.
crazy ADHD weather. It's just they
Yeah,
doesn't know what it's doing. Yeah.
are you in
Um,
California? Or?
no, no, I'm actually I'm in Toronto right now.
Oh, so you've got cold weather.
Very, very cold. Yeah, I think we had a high today of 28 degrees. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, it was 36 this morning. So,
Wow. Can't
it's
beat that.
crazy. No, it's very odd. So, tell us about your audition and getting into this role.
So I had just gotten home from shooting season two of oddly enough the show. I'm on a series called In the Dark. So I had just gotten back in February of last year, and I had gotten this audition and saw that Clara was directing it, who is a friend of mine because she directed an episode of In the Dark last season. So I just text her and I said, "Hey, congratulations on this role or directing on this film, and I just got the audition. Just want to let you know that I got it. I'm going to send in a tape shortly." And she said, "She's like, actually, you know what, Casey? To be honest, like we already have an offer out. Like, don't worry about it." Um, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and send in a tape anyway because I like the role. And so I sent in a tape the next day and I got a text like later that night, and I like quote unquote she sent me a text saying "fuck you," and and uh um she's like, your tape was so good, we loved it, it's going to producers, like just hang tight. And I ended up testing a few days later, and it just so happened to be the right time, the right moment, and I ended up getting the role. So um process was like I you know I I don't like to have a set way of preparing for a role for a character, but for this I after I read the script I just realized that there was just so much um texture and so much substance to this character Sam, and I just imagine him as walking around the world with this dark cloud over his head. So I worked with my acting coach and really kind of dove into the hidden layers in between the lines and what this character was after and how he uses alcohol to run from his issues. And I thought this character is just so relatable, and so I really dove into that first from the inside rather than the outside in. And I really kind of related to his pain because to be honest, I care way more about a character's darkness than his ability to be a hero. That's just my personal opinion. Um, so there's little nuances in this script where when Sam first shows Tara the house and he's entering the bedroom of his mom for the first time, and it's little intricacies like that of backstory of imagining that this is where my mom was dying and I had to take care of her, and so it's almost like when you get out of a relationship and you break up and then you start seeing like places around the city where you guys used to have dinner or lunch or you guys hung out there, and it's like there's traumatic feelings that come into play when you see those locations. And I just kind of like there's little things like that I wanted to add little for flavor with this character, just because that's kind of how it is with my personal life. So I just wanted to make sure that came across
You did.
with this character. Well,
You did.
thank you very much. So yeah, and I'm very much when I'm on set I like to stay in character, and I like to if I need to step out for a few minutes and get into whatever place I need to get into, that's what I need to do. So that's what I'm about.
And did you say, are you still in the dark?
Yes, I'm that's why I'm in Toronto. I'm shooting season 3 now.
Oh, good. I love that show.
Thank you. Thank
I
you
was
very much.
worried when you did this other one that you were done with. I couldn't remember at the end of the season whether you'd left town or what. Yeah. So.
Oh no, we're back. We've been
Oh,
here
good.
since October. Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Well, I'm sorry you have to stay in the cold so long, but I'm very grateful for the show because I do love it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. And I partly started watching it because of you, and I can't remember the other actor's name. The guy who he was the policeman.
You're talking about Dean's character.
He was in Mad Men, and he was so great. And you because of Days of Our Lives. So
yes. Oh well, thank you for following me and watching watching our crazy show.
No, I love the show. It is crazy. It takes so many twists and turns. That's why I like it.
Yeah. I mean, there's always some kind of cliffhanger or twist at the end of each episode, which is that's just a testament to our writers.
Yeah, so, definitely. You had to have the writing to do all that twisty turns.
Absolutely.
And so, okay, I had to read this one. Last week, I interviewed Alexandra Petchman, Clara Ranovich, and Dana Drury, and I asked them what I should ask you because I told them I was interviewing you. They said that you were very intense and staying in the scene, especially when you're working with the CGI. They were impressed with that. And they wanted to know what your process was for doing that.
They're asking about the CGI scene with the tentacles.
How you're able to relate to it so well with such intensity.
It's tough because I've never been choked like that my entire life. But that was a very physical way to get into that scene. I would have to like kind of hyperventilate myself in a corner. I'd have to go step outside and really like physicalize the act of getting choked. And that's just, I wouldn't advise that for anybody else. That's just how I get into the scene. It's for me, it's really about backing myself into a corner where I have no, other way around it, but to believe it. And when you start physicalizing it, the panic starts to sink in a little bit with the lack of oxygen and lack of breath. And that just kind of fueled my way into that scene. And after each take, like I was struggling for breath. I really was. Like you could see it in the veins popping out of my brain. Like I couldn't breathe, and so I had to physicalize that to really make that believable for myself.
And had you worked with CGI much before?
Nothing like that before. No. That was definitely my first time working with any kind of CGI work like that. So. Right.
And so the director, one of the writers, the casting director were all women. Is this unusual? And how did you feel about it?
No, I felt amazing. It was incredible to work with women, and Clara is actually a dear friend of mine. She directed an episode of In the Dark last season, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I would, no pun intended, I would follow any one of them into the dark. I would do it because they're so talented and lovely to work with and smart and beautiful. And I think they crushed this film. I think they did a really good job.
Dana said it made her feel more comfortable. All the sex scenes that you did with having all women in charge.
We also had a female intimacy coordinator, who was so lovely and made us both feel heard and safe. And there was not one moment on that set where I didn't feel safe or like I didn't know what was going on. So it was an incredible experience. I would do it in a second. I would do it in a heartbeat, work with them again.
I've never heard of intimacy coordinator. Is that a new job title in Hollywood, or is it something that's always been around? I just never heard about it.
I mean, it's new to me. I don't know if it's new in Hollywood, but if it's new to me, this is the first time that I actually got to work with someone like that. And to be honest, it really, really helped. It just the coordination of the scene and the way it flowed, and making sure that, most importantly, Dana felt comfortable. That's all that really mattered to me was that Dana was comfortable and felt safe. So. And
did doing the romantic scenes on Days of Our Lives help you at all with this role and doing the sex scene?
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that with daytime television that there are a lot of intimacy scenes. So yeah, it absolutely prepared me for that. I feel very comfortable, and which also allowed me to make sure that Dana felt comfortable as well. So like those are just my main focus points on scenes doing anytime we're doing intimate scenes like that.
Right. And the ending was, I thought, a little unusual. Did that surprise you when you read the script?
No, not at all. I mean, you got to find a way to end the script. You just have to find a way, and I think it was a wonderful way to end something that was so mysterious, so unknown. Like I think that it just like paved way to maybe a sequel or another.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's much unknown about this creature, whatever it is, if it's alien or if it's been dormant and on the planet, who knows? It's just, that's what I love about it, is that there's just so much mystery to it, and it left the door open to potentially explore more of that.
Actually, I could see a whole series based on that and these creatures and how,
Could be. Yeah, could be. It kind of reminded me of The Faculty. I don't know if you've ever watched that movie with Josh Hartnett and actually Elijah Wood's in it too. But yeah, it very much reminded me of that. So.
Okay. And were there any behind the scenes events that were particularly funny or memorable that you can share with us?
Behind the scenes events. I mean, our episode was broken up because of COVID, the pandemic, but we ended up shooting the rest of the half at this ranch up in Malibu Canyon, and which was like infested with tarantulas. We would see tarantulas almost every night outside. And I have believe it or not, I have a huge fear of spiders. So I really had to like walk on eggshells when I left my trailer every night, because sometimes it was pitch black out there. So, but as far as like other stories, I mean, yeah, I don't have any at the moment. I'm sure there's tons. But yeah, I mean, all I can really say was that it was a really incredible experience, and I'm just so happy that I got the opportunity to portray this character.
Seems like you could have shot a whole other horror movie there with all those tarantulas.
I was in my own horror story going into that, so that also helped me prepare as well. But yeah.
Wow. And now I know you have the beard now. Are you planning to keep that, or do you just keep it because of the projects you're in? Do you like it?
I don't know. Like I feel like every person kind of has their own insecurities, and I just think I have to keep the beard for In the Dark, but I like having a beard because I don't know. I feel like I could hide behind my hair in a weird way. Some people like long hair and they can hide behind their long hair. I don't know, but I just like to have a beard. And so,
it's good for your character, and I can understand why you would like a beard. A lot of guys don't like to shave, but you look better without it. You're hiding your handsome face.
Oh, thank you. I also am very lazy in the morning. I just hate shaving. I don't like shaving at all. So yeah, that's yeah.
That's right. But, that's okay. That was just, I don't like beards, but you look good either way.
Oh, no worries.
And would you ever go back to Days of Our Lives if they needed you to reprise your role of Chad? I know there's another Chad now. He's good, but if he left and they needed you to come in?
I mean, if it was for an extended period of time, probably not. But if they needed me to come in and do an arc, or like a 3 or 4 episode arc, or a month or whatever, like, yeah, for sure. Acting is acting to me. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a soap opera or a television show or a film. Like, I just love creating. I love working, and I love just working with people. So yeah, if they ever ask me to, then sure, why not?
Oh, and do you keep up with the show at all, or with the people in it, or anything that's going on there?
I haven't been. I still talk to Chandler every once in a while, but he's probably, and James Scott. I talk to James Scott a lot. Yeah, I don't really keep in touch with anybody else, really, to be honest. unfortunately. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you have some new relatives on the show, just in case you ever go back. Another brother.
Sure yeah.
Yeah. So you're working on in the dark now. Is there anything else that you've got coming out or that you're working on?
Right now, this is just season 3, and then we just got picked up for season 4.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I'll be doing this for the next year.
Cool. That's good. Like I said, I love the show. So
well,
great.
thank you. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate that. Sorry. I really appreciate your talking to me.
Of course, Suzanne. Thank you for your time and for your wonderful questions. And I hope you enjoyed Tentacles.
Thank you. I did. Have a good one.
Awesome. You too. Thank you.